What do you think?
Whoa, very nice.
It's very cool, Bateman, but that's nothing. What do you think?
Nice.
But wait, you ain't seen nothing yet. White.
Impressive. Very nice.
Mm.
Let's see Paul Allen's. Oh my god.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, and thank you for clicking on the video. I recently just did another poll, including Nynx, Neza, and Oberon. Neza won by a very large margin, but if you voted for Oberon and Nynx, don't worry, they will be following Neza in the order of most clicked on. So I believe Oberon beat out Nynx, so after this video it will be Oberon. But we're talking about Neza today, and this build is unbelievable. I have always kind of just not really played Neza. I've always played different frames, but this build is ridiculous. Alright, so let's talk about the build. Obviously, based off the gameplay you saw at the beginning, you'll know that I went ahead and put Kalervo Subsume over Neza's Firewalker. This is the whole point of this video, is the Subsume ability. Basically how this works is it scales off range and duration and strength. Whenever you tap your 1, it's going to give you an additive value to your base crit chance on your melee weapon. So with this specific amount of strength at 223, I am getting 223 melee crit chance. Now, the hate weapon I am using has a base of 30, so you add those two values together, giving me a base amount of 253% crit chance, which is huge. Now, this is only for the initial cast, and then about 12 seconds during that, you'll have that value until you need to recast the ability again. So that is nice, but we are not utilizing that function. We are only looking for heavy attacks because we are doing an exclusive slash build with the hate. And these are the mods for the hate. One really cool feature is Relentless Combination, which on slash status damage, you get 100% increase to your melee combo counter, which is going to be very nice for heavy attacks, and with Swordman's Flourish, which is an additional 100% combo count chance. They do stack. I've tested it. It is unbelievably powerful. It's very strong, and when you're doing a heavy attack build with heavy attack efficiency on top of it, you are able to constantly spam Kalervo's ability with Neza as a extreme tank who is mobile and can teleport with both Kalervo's hold cast and his second skill, the Chakram, Blazing Chakram skill. You basically feel like the yellow flash from Naruto. It is super duper cool. Now, going back to the mods, you'll notice that I do have Sprint Boost in the Aura slot, and that's only because how fast Neza is due to his passive. However, if you're willing to put in another forma, I would recommend either Steel Charge or Growing Power, or where is it? Swift Momentum. Either three of those work. However, I'm just doing Sprint Boost because, again, this is a one forma build. I want it to be very approachable for new players, and I think whether or not you have Steel Charge or Sprint Boost doesn't really matter because these enemies are dying no matter what. Now, another fun thing I included in this build is actually the Blazing Chakram Augment mod, which gives better and higher scaling for health orb drops on enemy death. Now, that works really well with Arcane Blessing and Adaptation, which gives you a lot more EHP because health on Neza is actually already pretty high. So that scaling is really, really nice. In fact, let me double check how much it is. Now this Nehza is level 29. However, if you've got the max stats, you're probably going to hit close to 1700 health. Now the other mods are, you know, strength mods, Augur Secrets, Umbral Intensify, Transient Fortitude. That actually scales nicely with everything, except for the fourth ability. That is not a damage ability, that is a CC ability. But Wrathful Advance, again, we talked about how it scales their melee critical chance. Blazing Chakram is going to increase the heat damage, which isn't too important, but that damage vulnerability is very, very nice. It's going to allow you to do more damage with those heavy attacks. And then the absorption multiplier for Warding Halo is going to scale higher the more damage you take. So it's going to make you tankier and tankier, which again feeds into the Arcane Blessing, Reaping Chakram Augment, and Adaptation. Now for the Exilus slot, if you wanted to put the Augment mod that removes Nehza's passive, which will give you more strength, and then take away Sprint Boost, and then maybe do Steel Charge, that's totally up to you if you want to scale higher and mid-max a little bit better. But again, that's going to cost you more Forma investment. I think this build works out really, really nicely with just one Forma. And the last mod is going to be Prime Flow. This is kind of a flex mod. It depends on how hard you spam your attacks. I think it's kind of necessary, even though energy orbs are dropping regularly. You are going to be hitting your 1 a lot and your 2. So it's I guess it's up to the player. Now my primer of choice is the classic Epitaph. Nothing special or crazy about this build, other than maybe secondary Encumber. If you don't have this, this comes from Duviri. You got to do the Worm and then use the Orthos clamps or Pathos clamps, and then buy the Arcane from the vendor over in the main hub area. So go get this or buy it with Platinum. But overall, this is just status chance, multi-shot, Prime Fulmination, and then Viral Heat. Nothing crazy here. This is just for primer. Now I know I already brought it up, but for my melee weapon I am using the Hate for a number of reasons. Namely, it is an Incarnate weapon and it gains some increased stats across the board: damage, sprint speed, and parkour velocity. It's not that big a deal, but it's nice to pair with Nehza because he's already a very quick frame. Now I already mentioned Swordsman Flourish and how it scales with that specific slash mod. What's nice too is it does have a evolution that is also heavy wind-up speed. And then for the last one, we're just doing status chance because crit chance doesn't matter. So status chance is the way to go. Now, I did also talk about the build already. However, just to refresh, we've got range, we've got heavy attack mods here, and reflex coil is so nice because we're constantly building our combo multiplier. Due to doing all those slash hits, and the heavy attacks will also work with that as well. So constantly spamming the heavy attacks, no downtime whatsoever. Prime Fury is only there if you're actually trying to build the combo multiplier a different way in case there aren't enough enemies, or you're not able to build it fast enough due to the lack of enemies. This is the flex mod. Now you could put a Riven here, you could put anything else, more damage if you want to put Prime Pressure Point. I ended up not doing that because I already have Conditional Overload as well as the increase to melee damage due to the Incarnate form already activating. There's only so much damage you can really squeeze in here because at the end of the day it's a little overkill. If you're doing way too much damage, they're gonna get one shot or die over time anyway. Now I highly recommend you use the Hate. It is very, very good with this build. It's really good with heavy attacks. It has extremely high slash weighting in its damage. If you were to use something else, by all means go for it. Whatever you like to use as your melee, doesn't really matter. However, it's nice because this is an extremely easy weapon to attain due to the Duviri new player experience. The only prerequisite is killing the Stalker and getting lucky to have the Hate drop. Now, from what I've heard, the lower MR you are, the higher chance you are to get this, but I don't know if that's true. So if you don't have this mod, go farm the Stalker and get it to drop and use the Hate. It is extremely good. I'm going to showcase it one more time. I'll go ahead and even give myself all this energy and let them shoot me. There we go. Now you'll see you'll see how fast the combo multiplier actually stacks. It's already at 3 times with 1 attack. We'll do our 2 here. Keep spamming it. Just pop it again. Pop our 4 if we really want to. Now we're taking no damage at all. And if you do want to, there you go. Now you'll notice I didn't even have the incarnate mode activated there. So let's activate it. Let's spawn these enemies again. Just one-shotting them. Look how fast that scales up. Because they're taking all this slash damage. And they're so slow from the prime that they're not even attacking you. And you've got all this energy and health orbs due to the Blazing Chakram augment. Now, there is a lot of health orbs, so you could actually just replace Prime Flow with Equilibrium. There's a number of things you can do. Like I said, there's a couple flex mods in here. If you don't want to run this augment, whatever. But I think it works really nice with Arcane Blessing, the augment adaptation, a little bit more DR and EHP. And then Prime Flow is nice for just the initial bit of attacks with the ability spam. But you'll notice how many health orbs were on the ground. So you could really actually just put in Equilibrium if you want. Take out Prime Flow. Let's see, where is it? I think it's at the end. Nope. Where do I have it? Here. Again, we don't have to form again. That's all we have to do. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you don't own Nehza, you can actually pick up his parts in your dojo or farm his prime parts right now. It's prime resurgence for him. So go give him a shot. Go check him out. Try this build. As far as, like I said, the other videos scheduled, Oberon will be next, followed by Nink. So don't worry if you voted for them and you wanted the video, those will come out next week. So stay tuned for that. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. I make Warframe content pretty regularly. And if you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment what you thought about the build. Other than that, once again, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.